Today we got another ability video. Today we're going to be going over Matchup Nightmare. Now, one of the people that can get it for discount, and honestly one of the best abilities in the game, I think, is 1 AP Matchup Nightmare on Gronk. But we're not necessarily just going to play him at tight end, but we're going to play him at receiver in this video because I just want to show the fact that Matchup Nightmare will light up everywhere. And right before we go into the practice mode, this website right here, abilties.fyi, really dives deep and gives you a better description of exactly what the ability does. So you'll see right here, if you see one-on-one with the defensive lineman or a linebacker, really you can kind of treat it like red zone threat, and it forces again the spec catch that is for the defensive linemen and linebackers, and it also helps on the cut again for linebackers and defensive linemen. But again, I really think this does a lot more than even this says, and it only deactivates when you throw into double coverage. Now on defense, we're going up against man because I have a bunch of zone KOs, so I don't really want the zone KOs to really play a factor. So you can see Gronk right here is lined up against James Bradberry. James Bradberry obviously is a DB, right? So the first throw right here, we're just going to throw a simple curl route, and you're going to see that. Did you see what Gronk did? I know he got KO'd. I know he did get KO'd, but we're going to motion him out this time too, because that might go ahead and help you guys see it. But versus the DB, no linebacker in the area. On the catch, did you see what happened? He lit up on the catch. So that's what's interesting about Matchup Nightmare. And you'll see this time, we'll put him on like a post this time, and you'll see that once again on the catch point, he lights up. That time it's over the middle of the field. So obviously, you know, gonna light up because maybe linebackers are in the area. And this time just on a straight up corner, you'll see that he may not catch the ball, but he's going to go ahead and light up once again. And he actually went ahead and caught the ball. So the main thing I'm trying to show again is just the fact that Matchup Nightmare on the catch point lights up on literally any route. So we're going to go ahead and just run a straight up C route this time. And we're going to go ahead and aggressive catch that. And you saw once again, Gronk lit up. And I should say, as long as it's one-on-one, he will catch it. Like this time right here, we'll run a straight up streak and throw it like right here with Dion. And you'll see that time he didn't light up. So when you see one-on-one, it will always light up on the catch point. And this time we're gonna motion him out on a straight up streak, and we're gonna wait for Dion to like get out the area, and you'll see that with the one-on-one, right? Again, he lit up. This time we'll put him on a deep skinny post. All I'm trying to show in this first part of the video is the fact that, hey, on every single route, it can light up, right? Like we have no business throwing that, but it lit up. So here's the thing though, right? We look at the ability description, we look at everything else. It says it's only going to light up versus linebackers and also defensive linemen when they're in man. We already disproved that. Like on the catch point, it has lit up on every single route we ran. So the question is Matchup Nightmare good? Because it's not necessarily lighting up on the cuts versus these outside DBs. And I think what we need to test is, does it boost the contested catching? Like I think for instance, we'll go up against like zone KOs and stuff with it on and off. I think throwing streaks and curls is a really good way to test it. First, like a cover 4 with match on, right? Seeing if it's effective first to KOs, and then also just versus man coverage throwing curl routes to see if it boosts the contested catching a considerable amount. So with Matchup Nightmare on Gronk right here, we're gonna throw 10 curl routes, and I want to compare it with it on compared to with it off, and just see if we can get more consistent like catching animations, and also just see if we get better route animations. Just overall, how effective is this ability versus just man coverage? Again, no KOs this time, but we can throw it on the catch point, and again, he lit up, right? I just want to throw this 10 times, see if we're gonna get any KOs or any weird thing to happen like right there, because I do feel like a lot of times in this game you can't necessarily throw curl routes versus man, especially right now we are running shaded down man coverage. So right there, we're able to throw it. That time I don't think he lit up. It might have registered that Leon Sandcastle or Dion right there was the double coverage, right? So I think we just have to throw it like on the certain break, and so far he's caught every one. I think he's 4 for 4 right now. We're just gonna again keep going, and right before the break, throw that. That time it did get knocked out. He's 4 out of 5 right now. We're gonna throw this 5 more times. Again, I think we're doing the exact same thing every single time. And again, I just want to see if this is gonna be any different compared to when we have it off. We've missed 1 out of 6 right now. Like it got knocked out. And once again, right here, Gronk on the curl, going to light up. And again, right here, we're gonna throw this 3 more times. And Gronk right here on the break, bam, lit up. That time it did get KO'd. So the Matchup Nightmare lit up, got KO'd. 2 more times right here. Let's see if it's going to get KO'd anymore. We're going to go ahead and run this one final time right here. Gronk, is he going to drop it? That time, let up, held on to it. So he dropped about 2 curls and what we threw with matchup nightmare on. Now right here, what we're going to do is we're going to throw Gronk one-on-one again versus James Bradberry. James Bradberry has deep out zone KO, and we're going to be throwing streaks basically right at him. I want to see how the matchup nightmare does versus the KOs. So right here, we're going to wait till his back turns, and Gronk, it's going to get KO'd. So it looks like this isn't necessarily something that is going to be great against KOs. Like obviously, like we're throwing it how people used to aggressive catch, right? That time it was double covered. I think this might be a decent ability versus like inside shade, but like versus deep out zone KO, versus like the medium route KOs that you honestly are seeing a lot of. Like, I don't really think it's it, because again, it's not like it's helping first to KOs. It's something that lights up on the catch point. I mean, we did catch 1 right there. So we're like 1 for 5 right now. Again, right here, we're just going to keep it going, and you'll see that again, it's going to get KO'd 9 times out of 10. I didn't even mean to say 9 times out of 10, because we are going to run this 10 times right here. And Gronk, once again, deep out zone KO is pretty much going to counter this. And one final time right here, we're going to see that deep out zone KO. It's lighting up. Matchup nightmare isn't even necessarily lighting up. Now what I'm going to do right here just versus a quarter is like run a deep out route. I just want to see again versus the zone KOs, are we able to throw this? And I mean, matchup nightmare again, it lights up, but I'm trying to get a KO in the area just to see, right? So like right here, lit up, didn't catch it. We're going to do that again right here, because I think this is actually a pretty good test right here, and you'll see that. So matchup nightmare right there. I'm going to throw on medium route KOs on defense and just run curls versus it. See if it's actually good versus the KOs. Right here, we have Gronk. We have James Bradberry now with medium route KO on top of him. And we're going to run a curl right here, and you're going to see that. Okay, so it looks like versus the KOs, matchup nightmare, really not going to be like a counter for the KOs, right? Like again, the KOs are going to beat matchup nightmare. And for the final thing I want to do right here with Gronk, no abilities versus no abilities. I just want to do the curl test again just to see if it was matchup nightmare causing like the catches, or if it like maybe the lighting up is just like a visual glitch in the game. So we're again right here going to run 10 curl routes in a row, just seeing what happens. So right there on the break, once again, Gronk catches it. I believe 2 of the passes with matchup nightmare were not caught. So again, we're going to throw it on the break right there, and see, it looks like we're getting the same exact animation like on the catch and everything. So it might not have been like a matchup nightmare thing, like on outside receivers at least. It doesn't seem like we're getting anything different, right? So in my opinion, I think I'm able to draw a conclusion already. And honestly, right now, we're even catching it like more, and I don't think I was timing it any different. Again, we're throwing it on the break every time. That time, as I was talking, gets knocked out, right? So again, we're just gonna keep going right here. I believe we have like 4 more, and again, he's pretty much catching it every single time, just like he would with matchup nightmare. And again, right here on the break, bam, good catch. And we're gonna run it 2 more times right here, because I think we're able to just make a conclusion, right? And last time right here, you will see that it got caught. So we actually had more success running it without matchup nightmare than we did with it on. So let's talk about matchup nightmare, okay? I have previously said I think it is one of the best abilities on a tight end, because the majority of the time you are manned up by a linebacker, and the safety at linebacker registers as a linebacker for matchup nightmare. So in a lot of one-on-one situations, you can trust your tight end with that. And again, you can basically treat it like red zone threat throughout the entire field. There can't be like 2 defenders in the area. And also something else that I want to say about matchup nightmare is the fact that I think, hot take, I think this year it might be the best zone coverage beating ability in the game. Like, think about Gronk when you're going over the middle of the field and stuff, right? Again, when they're playing zone coverage, it's a lot of like yellow zones, again, by linebackers. So having matchup nightmare is really, really good versus zone. But versus man, versus the KOs that you're playing, I don't think matchup nightmare is too effective, besides if you have it on your tight end. Right now, I'm talking about an outside receiver spot. So on outside receivers and even slot receivers as well, I think I would still stick with like a short out, short in, or a short out route tech combo. But on your tight ends, I do think it is really, really good. So I highly recommend running matchup nightmare on the tight ends. This video was again about showing how matchup nightmare even lights up on outside receivers. I'm willing to say that it's just a visual glitch in the game. I don't really think it affects like the catch and traffic. And even if it did, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be playing KOs anyway. So again, on outside receivers, stick with the short in, stick with the short out. But on tight ends, like maybe you have this Gronk right here. 1 AP matchup nightmare with 0 AP short in is probably the best ability combo you can get for a tight end. So yeah, y'all, I hope y'all did enjoy this video. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Hopefully you found it interesting. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, if you want to see me play live, check the links in the description. Hit that Twitch with a follow. We've been grinding the streams over there, so I greatly appreciate that. Now, if you don't feel like heading over to Twitch, you want another video to watch, check this one out right here. I tested to see the best receiving ability for running backs in Madden 23.